Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. This is Alina from Harper Therapy, and I am sitting here with Toni.
Hi, I'm also with Corporate Therapy, and today we are going to talk about boundaries
Boundaries.
because it's something that in session it comes up with every one of my clients. It doesn't matter what they're originally coming in for. Boundaries is just a conversation that all roads lead to it.
Right. When did this, because I know that we talked about this recently in a team meeting, and for you, it was just kind of like, why is this coming up so much, right?
Yes. It was a question, and like, how do I teach it and explain it better?
Right.
Because the way I have always looked at boundaries, the way I was taught was Brene Brown, what's okay, what's not okay. That was the most simple way.
Right.
This is how you put it, easy.
But two silos.
Right, but sometimes that's not enough just to say what's okay, what's not okay. So to find different and other ways to define it for people. One of the greatest things that Giara had said was that it's the foundation to your house. So boundaries come up with every relationship. So even with yourself, if you don't have appropriate boundaries with yourself, it doesn't follow well. Like nothing else falls into line correctly because you have to be able to set those boundaries within yourself and then within your relationship, within your family, and then it goes out into within your coworkers, within strangers, within, whatever boundaries are, it just kind of like a house of cards. You just start building.
Yeah, it's like she likened Jara, Dr. Blanco is one of our other therapists here, and she likened it to physical boundaries. Like we're all very familiar with like our physical boundaries.
Yes.
If I were to be like really up in Toni's face, you're like, back it up, Alina, right? But so I think we're all comfortable with personal space. These are my my physical boundaries, but we don't give a lot of attention to emotional boundaries.
Right.
And one thing that Dr. Blanco said as well is that, boundaries are what helps me. I think you wrote it down, but it's like boundaries protect me emotionally.
Yes.
It protects my emotional health. And a lot of us, we get into these periods of anxiety. We feel sad or depressed or whatever. And it's because like sometimes we haven't set those emotional boundaries for ourselves.
Yeah, because that was the other piece of it. She was explaining how the boundaries fall back into other emotions and other things. Like when you're feeling compassion fatigue, it's possibly because you haven't put in the right boundaries. And so you're giving from a bucket that's already empty because you haven't protected it.
Right.
So if, I think somebody in the meeting was talking about having too many, when you have so many spoons and giving out your spoons, and then all of a sudden you don't have a spoon to eat your ice cream. But
Right.
So it's the same thing. Like if you don't keep those boundaries, like, okay, I have to keep one spoon for me because I want to enjoy my ice cream too.
Right.
Then,
and that's, I think in our culture, in our world, it's not something we really talk about because there's this expectation that we just go, do, hustle culture, and like that is a recipe for burnout and for, a number of other issues in relationships and in other areas of life, So the concept of boundaries is also accepting that we're human and we have limitations, right? And that we can't be everything to everyone. Right. We can't do everything all the time.
Yes.
So
and that no is a full sentence.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite lines too. Like you don't owe anyone an explanation. You could just say no.
Right. And sometimes we have to say no to ourselves.
Yes.
Right.
I love that. Absolutely. Yeah. Because I think we put those expectations on ourselves and we don't know why, and we push and we push and we push.
Right.
But it's okay to be like, it's okay to say no. It's okay to Netflix and chill. Like that's okay.
Right.
Sometimes you need that.
Right. We all need those limits. Like even, if we think about little kids, they need nurturing, they need guidance, and they need limits. And we need that as adults. Just because we cross the threshold of adulthood doesn't mean we don't need that anymore.
Absolutely. We probably need it even more.
Yes.
So if you need to work on your boundaries or just have more questions about boundaries, you can give us a call at Harper Therapy at 813-434-3639.
Thanks, Toni.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh, goodness.